A very good evening to you traders. This is Mark. Welcome to your trading video. Okay, very light trading for me today. One trade on the DAX this morning. I feel like I missed out a little bit on the Dow this afternoon, and it's chugging around very quietly, so probably we'll call it a day now. But I'll run through some other bits and pieces that I'm looking at. So let's look at this DAX trade first. Okay, now yesterday I talked about how I was shorting the first pullback and looking for that gap fill, and then in hindsight, under analysis, saying, well, actually respecting the higher time frame, respecting the strength of this support that's running through at the moment, respecting that we haven't pulled back much from the high. Yes, we're not quite as strong as the Dow, but ultimately, respecting the fact that we've come so far and we're not pulling back. So are we going to get extensions to the downside? Probably not. If you're looking for shorts, you've got to be in, out, and then take it and just forget about what's going to happen. And I was looking for that little extension that I didn't get. I didn't make that mistake today, and I will tell you why. Because obviously I made the mistake yesterday, and I don't like to make the same mistake twice. And I'm appreciating a bit more where we are in the current environment, and just understanding if I'm taking short, I'm quick in and out, done, get out of there. Little tape read, grab your money, run, look for something better. Now obviously the astute one of you guys of you out there, traders out there, are going to be saying, well, why are you not just buying this support? And you know what, that is a perfect question. Why am I not just buying this support every time it comes down here? 1, there's a trade, 2, there's a trade, 3, there's a trade, 4, plenty of trades. Do you know what, I can't explain why I'm not doing that. It's the sensible trade, and I just don't like taking the sensible trade. I'm such an anti-textbook trader. I would want to see it flush through, and I think that's not unfeasible. Everyone starts doing it, and especially we were right at the open today, guys, right at the open. And I'm very cautious about fading stuff right at the open, because we could easily come through here, ping out loads of stops, and do another sort of 40-50 points, and that would obviously have to take me out if I was buying that support. And I'd rather see some bottoming, and then buy for a push back up, and then reassess the situation, as opposed to just stepping in front of support. It's not really my kind of play, just based on the support level. There has to be more stuff involved in it. I mean, if we pushed up perhaps really, really far, and we drifted down and tagged it, that kind of thing, or extended, or a midday, volume was low, then maybe, but it just doesn't sit right for me doing it here. Now obviously hindsight looks fantastic, but we can't trade with hindsight when we're looking at the chart. So let's have a quick look. 1 minute chart. We were opening DAX, should I say, was struggling to push up higher. There's the dotted line of the cash open, roll back over, and then we just started to roll and roll and roll. Great. I'm just looking for that the first pullback we got, getting short and just looking for a push down to support. And do you know what, this time I'm just not gonna be greedy with it. Yes, the support's there. Yes, there's a third leg on it. I suppose you count that as the first, but I don't really. I guess that's the second. But I was ready for it this time. I was in the short as we started to roll over. The risk was quantified, and I'm just scaling out into under that low. It's not a big trade. Definitely not a big trade. It's a scalp trade, but for me, it's a high probability trade. Should I have held a little bit more? Yeah, probably. That was holding quite nicely, and then scaled out a bit more. But how much extra is that? It's about 12 ticks more. Yeah, I know percentage-wise, it's probably quite a good thing to do. But yesterday didn't work out. We come back a lot from there. It is what it is. I just took that trade because that's what I felt like. And then we've been chugging around. And actually, one thing I'd like to look at is when I've zoomed in, and if we're seeing the range of these 1 minute candles as 4s and 3s, then I'm just not interested in getting involved, because not necessarily because that is not enough range for me to trade, but just because it's such a change from recent conditions, and I know that if I start to get in tune with it when it's a 2 or 3 tick range per 1 minute, I'm going to then struggle when we start to expand, and that's where the money's going to be made. So just grinding away, taking a few little bits and pieces. Okay, let's move on to the Dow. Why didn't I take this trade today? Okay, I don't know why I didn't take this trade today, but actually it's exactly the same reason. So we opened up at 2:30 US time, UK time. Drive lower, push lower, and then we came right down to that support from the prior, under that low from the prior day. Massive support there. should have just stepped in front of it, really. You know, it's been there for a while. It's a good level. It's a key level. There's no reason, but it's the same reason, really, that I don't step in front of it at the open. I'm just cautious about us just flushing. You know, if we're going to go higher, we could easily flush lower, flush a few people out, and then move higher. Or, you know, we could go a couple of days lower. There's plenty of different parameters there. I feel like if you're going to start playing that buying at support game, you buy early on, and then just be cautious about keep going back to it. And I'm just aware that people are still buying it there. And the obvious place is that it's going to flush through and take them out. And we're going to get sort of 50, 60 point, you know, flush through. So that's why I'm not stepping in front of that. In hindsight, you know, I look at this and I do think, okay, should you just be putting your order in and just forgetting about it, small size, and playing it? Maybe I should, but if it doesn't sit right with me, I just can't do it. And we've just been sitting around in such a relatively poor range for the rest of the day. So I've done nothing there. I don't expect to do anything unless something goes crazy later on. But I know we've got some Fed speakers and what have you all throughout the week. Got lots of bits and pieces going on, so maybe I have an extra catalyst there. I was going to talk about some other bits of charts and stuff, but we're over 5 minutes now, so we'll call it a day. Maybe run through those tomorrow. Anyway, hope you had a great trading day today, guys. Not much to share with you, I'm afraid. Hopefully we'll get a bit more spice tomorrow, hopefully a bit more active, and we're back with another video then. Take care.